Yeah, g'day guys, Steve here from Dirt Bike ADV. Trying to avoid some fairly serious rain activity today. I'm out having a ride with a mate on Andrew on his DR650. I sort of asked him to come out with me and have a bit of a ride. I'm going to have a bit of a squirt on it at some stage. But I've always wanted to have a good look at a DR650, and probably this is one of the best DR650s you'll see around. It's a really well set up bike. So yeah, we're going to have a bit of a ride, and I'm going to have a bit of a go on it. And yeah, he's sort of like set it all up. He's doing a Simpson and a northern New South Wales trip later this year, and so yeah, he's just been doing a bit of experimenting with his packing and that. And I said, bloody, let's go for a bit of a Sunday cruise. I'll have a look at your bike, and I might do some footage. So we'll try and head north. I think that might be the go. Just get away. There's a bit of blue sky up there, so we'll head north and see where we end up. But probably grab a coffee. It's a pretty cold, miserable winter stay, so probably should be just working on the ute rather than riding motorbikes. But a bit of a clear your head ride won't hurt. Me and Andrew have been talking about that, how good riding motorbikes are for clearing thy head, resetting, so to speak. It's a bit like powering down your computer and powering it back up again. Everything's reset and you're right to go again for another week of work. But yeah, she's pretty cold and miserable, so I don't think we'll go too far. It's good to get out in the bush again, that's for sure. Great stuff. We've found a gap in the rain too, so pretty happy about that. Sometimes you just got to have a crack. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But it is a Sunday, so it's a good day to get out. Absolute shit ton of rain lately. I reckon the rivers will be very high. Yeah, no, not too bad. Yeah, there you go. I thought that would have been a raging torrent, but not to be. So yeah, g'day guys, Steve here from Dirt Bike ADV, out with my mate Andrew here. He's got a really nicely set up DR650, 2009 model, and I've always wanted to poke and prod and maybe even ride it. Andrew might even let it ride it if I ask very nicely, but I've always wanted to poke and prod a DR650. The DR650, the AJP, the 69701s and the Gas 700s are the three best lightweight adventure bikes in the market, in my opinion, by a fair margin. All well under the 200 kilos, even with this, what Andrew's got set up. He's got a trip coming up. He's going to go up and do northern New South Wales, head across a bit of the Simpson, maybe out to Popple Corner and that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's got it all set up and he just wanted to do a bit of a ride. And I said, I'll bring it out this way and we'll go for a ride together. So he's doing a bit of a test of his setup. Got a lovely light setup there. So yeah, absolutely looks really good. But Andrew is a Boilermaker by trade, and he's done some lots and lots of mods to this bike and set it up really nicely. So it's a really good example of what you can do with the DR650. In particular, he's also upgraded the suspension. How much did you? What did you do to suspension, Andrew?
It's got a TFX complete shock on the back with the reservoir, with fast and slow dampening compression and rebound down the bottom. And I think rebound, people don't understand, but I think rebound is a big plus when it comes to shocker being a double acting shocker rather than a single acting, just having the compression.
Yep, right, cool. And it's got a remote reservoir there, I see too as well.
And it's got the Technic voodoo valve things in the front. I don't know how they work, but they do an awesome job with some springs as well. Because
that's probably one of the limitations of I had the 690 and the AJP are on stock suspension, but probably one of the limitations of the DR, particularly if you want to just push it a little bit harder.
The DR's a bit low too.
Yep, cool.
And when you're used to riding a Sherco that's got, a lot of ground clearance.
Yep.
When you go over your little washout and stuff, this can actually nearly case out.
Yeah, right. Cool.
So whereas the Sherco just wouldn't even think about being anywhere near there.
Andrew rides the Sherco 450/500 as well. So yeah, let's have a walk around the bike. You can see a bit of a customisation, some customised steg pegs. He's got some cover plates on here. There's the remote reservoir for the for the shocker. He's also got a power socket down there. Is that a B&B bash plate, Andrew?
I think it is actually.
Cool. Looks like a B&B bash plate.
I think it is. Yeah, it is B&B.
Yeah. If we look a little bit closer, you'll see some absolutely brilliant little manufacturing works here. Some aluminium checker plate just to keep everything nice and stable. That's a B&B rear rack. I recognise that.
Yep.
Got a tool tube in there, and he's got this aluminium shrouds made up. What an absolute brilliant system. And for a sheet of aluminium checker plate, not expensive. I mean, obviously aluminium is a little bit expensive. You can also see his custom rack here. We'll probably unload the bike when we get home and have a bit of a look at it. Might even do a weigh-in actually, Andrew. And some good customisation there. But what a great little setup he's got. That's nice and stable. That's nice and low. So yeah, got a tank bag, plenty of room to move on the saddle. So I'm liking what I see, Andrew. Some little customisation plates here. Again, custom made steg pegs there with door stoppers from Bunnings or something.
They are door stoppers?
Door stops, yeah. That's his own little manufactured exhaust cover there, which is a great idea if you ever drop the bike on the old leg. Warp 9 wheels, so he's got heavier duty wheels on it, which they look absolutely. I reckon that's the best part of the bike, Andrew. I reckon it's bloody
like black wheels.
Yeah. just because I prefer black wheels, I really don't like alloy wheels. So and again, his running light is this LED, so he's very visible. He's been following me, and I've been seeing him in the mirror.
It's
and you don't necessarily see the bike, you see the light. You know, so it's really good. He's obviously strengthened up his own guard here. Got the screens for bikes. The Melbourne company got the screen on there. Some King's driving lights and the usual bark busters. Are they the original mirrors? They are, aren't they?
They are original mirrors.
Yeah, they look quite good though, aren't they?
I actually hate them.
You hate them? Yeah. Okay, right, cool.
It's only because they're not neat around here. I'd rather them just have a bend there.
Yeah, right, okay, yeah.
But that's what people can see. They go, oh yeah, it's a DR. It's purely because they can see this
square mirrors. Yeah.
So I just leave them.
He's obviously got the 30-litre Safari tank and the Sergeant comfort seat, so all set up for touring. But he's got a custom dash as well with the Warp 9 wheels. He's had to do his own speedo, so he's put the Endurance speedo on there and his own little magnet on the wheels and made up a little aluminium dash here. He's a bit of a whiz with the aluminium, old Andrew. So he's got his phone mounted and a GPS there all set up. So yeah, a really nicely set up bike. Got some Acherby's frame guards as well, just to piss it up a little bit. So yeah, it's a very nice looking bike, mate. Very nice. All ready to go, and in a couple of months to head off to
hopefully
head off to the Simpson and northern New South Wales.
5 weeks it should be.
5 weeks from now. Beautiful.
I hope.
Cool. No, a very nice bike, mate. I'm really pleased to see one in the flesh and have been able to walk around and poke around. Andrew actually came down yesterday and it was a bit late, so we decided to go for a ride this morning. So I've had a bit of a poke and a prod already, but and I sit on the bike. So yeah, really nice bike, mate. It's a really good simple setup, and I love the way you've set those racks up. They're going to be absolutely bulletproof, so they'll never move anywhere. Yeah.
I hope so.
Cool. Righto, we'll keep moving. Righto, so Andrew's let me ride his bike. I'm absolutely stoked. To say I'm excited to ride a DR650 is an absolute understatement. So it's fully loaded, so very different clutch to mine, and we're away. Oh yeah, straight away I can ride this. Oh, I love Japanese gearboxes. Let's test the brakes. Yep, pretty good there. Yeah, nice. Great seat position. I'm comfortable straight away. I think the Japanese do that very well. Yes, very interesting. Plenty of poke. Probably Andrew has his handlebars turned up a little bit more than I would, or these are just a slightly different bend. Clutch is nice. I think these are just a cable clutch, aren't they? Yep, they are too. Clutch is beautiful. What a nice bike. Andrew's fairly good with his hands, so I don't think there'd be anything left to do on the bike. It'd be a great bike to buy second hand, I can tell you. Yeah, the suspension's actually quite firm. Obviously he spent a fair bit of money on it. Certainly not wallowy or what's the word? Yeah, it's interesting. Doesn't seem to be a lot of fork dive either under braking. Most impressed so far. I'm riding full of gear too. I've got a full camping setup on the back, so yeah, bloody interesting. Hawthorne Bridge. No, that's not even that flowing that hard either. There you go. Milo Holmes is out on his motorbike riding. Oi! Certainly gets up and boogies. That's like a friggin' armchair, the seat, I can tell you. I've got to say, this suspension is nice. It's just taken up all that chatter. Bloody beautiful. Very nice bike. Much better bike than I was expecting, to be brutally honest. I thought like this was going to be a wallowy old whale with a lot of what's the word, engine inertia. It wouldn't feel like it was very agile. Very light in the steering. I'm struggling to criticise this bike, to be perfectly honest. Literally, I can't get over this seat. It is like a friggin' armchair. It's that wide. Oh, gee, the suspension is good. It's taking everything in. Wow. Wow. I'm not afraid to go through anything. It's not bloody doing anything wrong. Beautiful standing position. Very comfortable. say, people, I was expecting a wallowy old pig, and for such an old bike. But it's the absolute opposite of that. It's nice and agile. Feels very light between the legs. Obviously this has the suspension, which maybe that makes a big difference. Well, you'd think so, he's spent enough on it, so yeah. Well, to all you DR650 riders, I owe you an apology. I had discounted the 650 as an old, heavy old pig, and I gotta say, it's anything but that. Certainly with this suspension anyway. Still plush, you know, I'm still, you know, bloody very comfortable. It's not hurting me at all. Don't get me wrong, it's not harsh, but it's taking up everything, absolutely everything. If I bought this bike, I would lay the handlebars back about, or maybe a different bend, but I would just get the handlebars back a little bit more, and that would be it. I'd be happy with it. There goes Andrew on the AJP. Wonder how he's liking that. As I say, a very accomplished rider. He seems to be liking it. Oh, Jesus, slippery there. Don't drop Andrew's bike. I actually flipped my mate's Mark bike, my mate's Mark KTM 300 last weekend. I've got a bad reputation, no one will let me ride their bikes. Yeah, this is a very nice bike. Nothing's worrying the suspension, that's for sure. I'm very, very, very impressed, mate.
I was wondering, I'm curious to know your honest things that you don't like.
I haven't found anything yet.
Really?
No.
Really?
No. I got to say, mate, I was expecting, I've already apologised. Well, I've apologised to all the DR650 riders in the world. I was expecting a sluggish old heavy pig, to be perfectly honest, and it's anything but that. It's actually more agile than that, between your legs.
The only thing that I don't like about this,
yep,
is this is too Sherco.
Yeah, that's
on or off.
Yeah, snatchy. Yep.
That's nice and lazy.
Yeah, that's right. You can get an Aussie-made ECU to take that snatchiness out. Yes,
that's
correct. Yep.
The only thing I didn't like.
Yep.
That's not a bad back tyre.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised at how much drive that tyre gives me.
Yep. Right. Yep. But
then you would have noticed. That's why I thought I'll get in front so you can see what your bike looks like.
Good on you, thank you. But no, mate, I was expecting a wallowy old, sluggish old pig. It's got plenty of grunt. It's nice and agile. It's obviously, you know, it steers really quick. It's not a slow reacting bike at all, you know. So no, I'm really impressed. And it's like this. This seat is beyond a joke, mate. It's like a lounge chair. Yeah. Oh, it's unbelievable. Bugger, bit of rain. Let's see how the DR650 goes on the tar, hey? So as you'd expect, the DR650 was fine on the roads, and particularly here where it's dry. Andrew was running minus 50-50 tyres, and they were fine on the wet roads and the gravel and everything, so yeah, but I was taking it fairly easy. I didn't want to drop his bike 5 weeks out from a big trip. Yeah, but overall, very surprised. I sort of come into it with a bit of a tarnished view on the 650, and I was very surprised on how good and how agile and how light it rode. So a very good package. happy to admit that I was wrong, but certainly I think one of the key things with this bike is that it's had $1,800 spent on the suspension. So yeah, a really viable option. 30 litres of juice, super comfy seat. Andrew's got auxiliary lighting on it, and so yeah, it's a really good, well set up bike. The only comment I will make was you do notice the quicker steering and the shorter wheelbase. I think the wheelbase on these is 1490 from memory, and like the AJP Power 7 for example is 1530, so just a little bit shorter wheelbase. But like Andrew's got, he's got a steering damper on there, and on the open kilometre roads, the big highway runs and that sort of stuff, you'd probably just squeeze the steering damper up a little bit and just quieten the steering down. But overall, a really good package. We did have a bit of a weigh in. It come in, I think, just allowing for about 300k of range. Come in at about 185 kilos. So yeah, a very viable option, well below any of the other supposedly mid-weight adventure bikes that sort of start up over the 200 kilos. So yeah, a very viable option, all set up, ready to go. But anyway, guys, glad to get that one under my belt and have some riding experience with the 650. So yeah, very pleased with that. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you out on the trail soon.